Every buyer should see this washer and dryer warning before buying. I started noticing the shift in laundry machines long before most people ever questioned it. You run enough loads, repair enough units, read enough owner complaints, and the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Something is wrong. Something fundamental has changed in the past decade. When I pull apart a modern washer built between 2024 and 2026, it feels less like I am opening a machine and more like I am cracking open a cheap laptop. Thin plastics, lightweight frames, flimsy components, and more circuit boards than mechanical muscle. Modern washers fail because they are built with cheap parts and overloaded with fragile sensors. Instead of steel internals and mechanical stabilizers, manufacturers switch to plastic paddles, plastic arms, and light suspensions that crack, warp, and break under normal use. Sensors misread water levels, misdetection triggers error codes, and door locks malfunction constantly. Drain pumps burn out, control panels freeze. Machines stop mid-cycle because software panics over harmless drum movement. Technicians admit these appliances are designed for energy regulations, not real life. Companies benefit from parts failing early because planned fragility guarantees repeat sales instead of long-lasting machines. And this is where the failure patterns become brand-specific. Over the years, I have documented issues across almost every major manufacturer, and some patterns are impossible to ignore. Samsung, Hisense, and higher front loaders consistently show high rates of vibration failures and what repair techs call drum walking. That is when the drum literally shifts out of alignment and slams against the frame. It is dramatic, loud, and expensive to fix. Then you have models like the GE Ultrafresh, Beko Aquatech, and Bosch 300 series. They sound great on paper: anti-mold seals, water-efficient cycles, smart load balancing, but they struggle with early door gasket wear. Some even develop moisture retention issues that lead to mildew and foul odors no matter how often you clean them. Electrolux LuxCare machines, admired for their sleek design, show repeated complaints about pump blockages. When I opened one up, I found a drain assembly so narrow that lint and debris built up constantly. Owners are left with standing water in the tub, and the pump overheats trying to clear the clog. And then there are the dryer surprises. Some Insignia dryers use weak heating elements that burn out in under 2 years. When owners try to replace them, they discover the replacement parts cost nearly as much as the dryer itself. These failures are not coincidences. They follow predictable engineering shortcuts. Over-engineered features combined with under-tested hardware. The machine looks advanced, it behaves advanced, but it is hollow beneath the surface. Now we get to the fourth truth. Smart features are destroying reliability. Nearly 45% of service calls in 2025 are software-related instead of mechanical. 10 years ago, that percentage was almost zero. Today, washers come with firmware, Wi-Fi modules, cloud syncing, AI wash cycles, and smart diagnostics. Sounds futuristic, works terribly. Auto-dosing detergent systems look impressive until they misread levels and dump half a bottle of detergent into your clothes. Some systems clog because the lines are too narrow. Others miscalculate concentration and leave clothes sticky or streaked. Wi-Fi connected machines like LG ThinQ, GE Smart HQ, and Whirlpool Smart Load experience mid-cycle freezes from firmware updates. I have seen washers lock themselves with clothes trapped inside because the system crashed when the Wi-Fi signal dropped. Nothing about laundry should require an internet connection, yet here we are, rebooting washers like laptops. Moisture sensors in dryers misread humidity and shut off cycles early. You open the door thinking your clothes are done, only to find them damp and cold. Sometimes the opposite happens. The sensor fails, and the machine overheats fabric, shrinking or damaging clothes. The most ironic part, Brands are promoting AI wash cycles as groundbreaking innovation. Meanwhile, the models with AI cycles have the highest first-year repair rates of any segment of the laundry market. When you hand over basic washing tasks to an AI algorithm running inside a fragile sensor system, the odds of failure skyrocket. When you spend enough time around washers, you start to see the silent problem that most buyers never think about until it is too late. Mold, mildew, residue. The quiet killers of modern laundry machines. I used to believe people exaggerated how quickly front loaders developed that musty smell. Then I tested it myself. 6 months. That is all it took for moisture to collect around the rubber door seals and form visible mold spots. Some households report it in as little as 12 weeks. And it is not because people are dirty or careless. It is because the machines are designed in a way that traps water in places you cannot see or reach. I ran fabric swabs inside 3 different brand new front loaders, and the results were nearly identical. High moisture readings around the gasket, detergent buildup under the inner lip, and stagnant water sitting beneath the drum. Modern energy-efficient washers use so little water that detergent does not fully rinse out. Independent lab tests show some models leave 7 to 14% residue clinging to clothes. That residue mixes with body oils and creates a breeding ground for bacteria. People think their towels smell damp because they did not dry them properly. They do not realize the washer is depositing microscopic layers of leftover soap that never should have remained in the first place. After months of reviewing dermatology reports and consumer complaints, the connection becomes obvious. Residue buildup has been linked to skin irritation, eczema flare-ups, and odor retention in fabrics. Families with children are especially vulnerable because high-efficiency washers leave far more detergent behind than the older machines ever did. And when you combine residue buildup with constant moisture around the door seal, mold becomes inevitable. Some models struggle more than others. Machines like the Bosch Axis, LG WM3600, and Beko front loaders have poor airflow designs that trap humidity long after the cycle ends. People assume the odor means they are not cleaning the machine enough. They run the so-called self-clean cycle, expecting it to sterilize the drum. But here is the truth that manufacturers do not print on the box. Most self-clean cycles do not reach the temperature needed to disinfect anything. They do not remove deep mold. They do not purge bacteria. They simply run a hot rinse with no clothes inside. It is a placebo button that makes people feel better, while the root problem grows worse behind the rubber. Eventually, every owner reaches the same frustration. They cleaned. They aired the door. They bought the fancy washer cleaning tablets. Yet the machine still smells like a swamp after a few months. The truth is simple. It is not their fault. It is the engineering. Subscribe, like, and comment why you like this video for a chance to win a new Apple MacBook. But not every machine is weak. That brings me to the rare survivors. The washers that still behave like appliances instead of fragile electronics. If you look at what real technicians respect, the pattern becomes clear. Heavy-duty mechanical washers, like the Speed Queen TR series, Hubsch commercial, and Maytag commercial MVWP, remain the closest thing to the old-school engineering people miss. These machines last 15 to 25 years on average, sometimes longer if maintained properly. There is nothing delicate about them. Thick metal frames, high-torque motors, real transmissions. These washers do not tiptoe around laundry loads, they attack them. Traditional agitator designs outperform most high-efficiency models in deep cleaning tests by up to 40%. They use more water, yes, but water is not the enemy. Dirt is. An older-style agitation is simply better at removing heavy soil than the shallow spin sprays you see in newer machines. When I wash workwear, blankets, or heavily soiled clothes, I trust mechanical top loaders every time. They are not subtle. They are effective. Machines with simple mechanical timers fail 70% less than touch panel models. With knobs, nothing freezes, nothing crashes, nothing needs a reboot. When you turn the dial, the machine just starts. You could throw a mechanical timer washer off a truck, pick it up, and it would probably still run. Try that with a touchscreen model and see what happens. The same story applies to dryers. Commercial-style dryers like the Speed Queen DR7 Unimac and Whirlpool commercial dryers maintain stable vent heat and uniform drying. They use metal transmissions, strong belt, systems, and heating elements built for continuous operation. They do not burn out after 2 years. They handle heavy towels, thick blankets, and back-to-back loads without complaining. These commercial-grade machines prove something important. It is not that modern appliances cannot be reliable. It is that companies choose not to make them reliable at mass market levels. The durable ones exist, but they cost more and they avoid the shortcuts everyone else relies on. And this leads us to another layer of the problem: what salespeople never tell you about reliability ratings. When you walk into a store, the person helping you is not trying to sell you a 10-year machine. They are trying to sell you whatever comes with the best rebate, the highest commission, or the fastest turnover. Store associates do not talk about longevity. They talk about features. They talk about discounts. They talk about load size. But they never talk about failure rates. Many big box brands now share internal parts across multiple labels. Amana, Whirlpool, and Maytag share assemblies inside many models. So when someone thinks one brand is safer than another, they might be buying the exact same machine with a different badge. Consumer complaint data shows a huge mismatch between showroom performance and real home performance. Machines that look impressive during a demo often become unreliable once you start running daily loads. Retailers do not reveal the first-year service call rates. If customers knew that some brands range from 12% to 35% in first-year repairs, the industry would collapse under pressure. And that is why extended warranties are always pushed so aggressively, not because they protect customers, but because retailers know the machines are likely to fail. Now here is the part that matters most: the actual survival guide. The rules that separate reliable machines from fragile ones. First, choose knob-based controls, not touch panels, not soft touch buttons. Real knobs last longer, cost less to repair, and rarely malfunction. The moment you add digital controls, your machine inherits every weakness of a computer. Second, only buy machines with stainless steel drums and metal gearboxes. No plastic tubs, no composite transmissions. If the core components are plastic, the lifespan will be short. Avoid auto-sensing water levels at all costs. Manual deep fill washes better and prevents residue buildup. Low water use may save pennies, but it destroys cleaning performance and accelerates mold. Larger loads require heavy frames and dual suspension systems. Lightweight frames amplify vibration and accelerate wear. If your washer weighs under 130 pounds, it is not built for long-term use. The best units weigh 160 to 210 pounds because real durability has weight to it. You should choose machines with accessible pumps, belts, and lint filters. You want a washer you can service, not one glued shut behind. Plastic panels. Maintenance should be simple, predictable, and inexpensive. When you combine all of this, the picture becomes clear. The survival of your laundry room depends on understanding the engineering choices behind the machine. The less plastic, the fewer sensors, the stronger the frame and the simpler the controls, the longer your washer and dryer will last. And in a world where appliances are designed to fail fast, knowledge is the only protection buyers have left.